New today, health departments across the state are on high alert as cases of measles linger in multiple counties.
The highly contagious disease was recently identified in both Washtenaw and Monroe counties, a bit too close for comfort for health officials here in Ingham County. News 10's Riley Connell in studio now to tell us how they are responding. Riley.
Yeah, Ann and David, there have been 8 confirmed measles cases in Michigan, according to the state health department's measles dashboard. Washtenaw County reached outbreak status with 7 of those 8 cases happening within its borders. There are no confirmed cases in Ingham County right now, but health officials and school superintendents say now is the time for families to prepare.
Measles is highly contagious.
In fact, it's so contagious that in a room of 10 unvaccinated individuals, Dr. Nike Shoyenka says 9 would likely contract the measles virus if they faced direct exposure.
What we are seeing in our community now is as a result of the fact that we do not have enough people across the board that are vaccinated, and it creates what we call an immunity gap.
Shoyenka says a nationwide drop in vaccination rates over the last several years has contributed to measles spread in Michigan. 8 cases have been identified so far in people who were either unvaccinated or their vaccination status is unknown. East Lansing Schools Superintendent Dory Lako says the spread has put district staff on high alert.
First of all, it's airborne. So in a school setting, you can't, it's really hard to avoid anything being spread airborne.
Lako says the district is prepared for any infectious disease spread with a walk-in health clinic built right into East Lansing High School. She's also distributed important measles information from the Ingham County Health Department to families in the district.
Our number one goal is to, keep kids in school. And so, we need help from all of our stakeholders to be able to do that. Keeping your kids home when they're sick or if they're showing any of these symptoms.
What we are doing here and what we want everyone to know is that while measles is highly contagious, it's also preventable.
Michigan's school vaccine waiver rate is at a 12-year high, according to data from the state health department. Dr. Shoyenka says parents have the right to seek those exemptions for religious or health reasons, but it can impact disease spread in schools. In the studio, Riley Connell, News 10.